Hey, welcome to Djo Talking Nerdy. I am Djo, and I'm alive. Sorry, I've been gone for a little bit. I'll have a message statement on the site to all that info. I'm writing a comic. We're moving, sold the house, all that stuff. I've been super busy, but I'm back, and I got some reviews for you and things to go over. Today we're doing quick review. Yeah, it's going to be quick. I'm going to do a quick review on Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City because I'm going to do a full movie, full review, and maybe a live stream if they don't cut it off. I got 2 strikes already, so I'm a naughty boy. So let's get in right away, and I'll catch you up on like I said, a mission statement. All right, I'm gonna go spoiler free first. Spoiler free is it's a good flick. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the Anderson films. The Anderson films are campy, popcorn fun. This is kind of campy, popcorn fun, but it kind of tries harder and it's more faithful to the games, and that's what matters to me. Of course, the game started it. The games is where it's at. So, you gotta take that into account when you're, watching Resident Evil movies that have like all the monsters that kind of look like the monsters, and then the characters that are, well, they don't act anything like the characters or have any of the backstories. They just have their names. I guess they'd say in name only with the Anderson films. But this is pretty legit. It's pretty close. It's not the greatest made film. It looks really cool, as you can see. I'm playing the trailer over and over in the background. The cinematography is pretty good. It has a real cool aesthetic look to it, and look and feel. There's a lot of. It's based in 1998 when I think the second game came out, because 96 I think the first one. But this is 98, so it's closer to the Y2K, so it's got a little bit of technology. They have a lot of songs that are around that time and technology. So it's got fun little things like that. There's a billion Easter eggs. They do most of the characters really well, except for you don't spend time with a few that you should. And then we spend time with one who isn't so much the character. And I'll get into that in spoilers. But I give it a solid B. Not that it's a B movie, but it's close. I could see if this had no franchise at all, people would might be more forgiving to it because it's kind of a B campy sci-fi movie, But yeah, I think that's all I want to say in non spoilers. We'll click over to the spoilers now. Is there a stinger? Wait for it. No, there's not. Anyway, all right, the spoilers. Again, I like the movie. The only okay, let's. I should have probably written down a little thing, but I'm gonna do a big breakdown. Let me tell you that I'm gonna do a big breakdown. I'm gonna get the whole movie. I have found a way to get the entire movie. It won't be great quality, of course, but I'm gonna drag through. I probably won't play too much of the sound and stuff, and we got dust on here. That's how long it's been. But I'm gonna go through and like almost beat by beat talk about the movie, and hopefully I won't get that third copyright strike. Anyway, okay, so the I like the movie. It is very close to the game. It's still got a lot of the horror element, like actual horror elements. I don't think I was scared in the Paul W. Anderson ones at all, except for like, any of the side characters that aren't the main named characters from the game or Alice are going to die. So you're just like, how are they going to bite it? And it's almost more fun just waiting to see how they go. Oh, excuse me. But this one, it's better. Like I said, it's better than the Paul W. Anderson. I like the story. I don't like that they fit 2 movies to, like, they smush 2 movies together. You can tell this guy, the writer director, is competent enough that he knows the lore. I mean, there's Easter eggs everywhere. Like he seems to know the story, the games and stuff. So I kind of wish that he had pushed to just make it one film, the mansion incident, and then the sequel would be, Resident Evil 2, the game with Leon and Claire. But maybe he was like, this is like my one chance to like get a Resident Evil movie I think people will actually like. So I'm gonna squish them both together. So everyone gets like they can't complain like where's Leon? But in my opinion, it would have been much cooler to have the first mansion incident as the movie, and then the teaser. There's a good comic series way back in the day Resident Evil had, and it was like a comic magazine. It's called. No, I packed them up. Anyway, I was gonna show you real quick, but they had at the very end. They have the mansion incident is in the first issue, and the very last page is Leon coming into town, and he busts a cap in his zombie's head, and he's like, "This town's going to hell," and then it ends. That would have been a great stinger for the first movie, but he chose to push them together. It's not bad, but it is rushed. So the first time I saw, everyone kept saying, I was reading Twitter reviews like crazy because I was dying to see this. As you can see, I'm a Resident Evil nut. Everyone was like, the end is rushed, the end is rushed, the end is rushed. And the first time I watched it, I didn't feel that. I was like, no, it played out pretty well and everything. Then I watched it again, and I could see the missing scene. Like, you can full on see deleted scenes and stuff. So there's definitely there. It'd be great if we got like a director's cut or something. I think that'd be so cool. I think it would really fill in, and I think the fans that were disappointed with some stuff would be happy if the gaps were filled in. I don't think missing characters. We're in the spoilers part, so I don't think missing characters like Mr. X and the Tyrant are there. I'm pretty sure. I've heard some people say there are scenes that were filmed, and then I've seen people kind of debunk it in a way. So I don't really know for sure. I'd really like the director to talk more. I'm not sure if he has a Twitter or not. I haven't seen anything from him but interviews on websites like IGN and stuff like that. But all right, let's get into the characters. My favorite standout in the movie is Chris Redfield. As you can see over here, I like Aliens. He reminded me very much of he had the Hicks attitude, the very quiet, calm, but when shit goes down, he's the guy you look to. Obviously Wesker, wasn't there for him. But yeah, he was very much like Hicks. He looks like Chris Redfield from the games. And Robbie Amell was a pretty good actor. There's a few lines that the first time I watched it, I was like, it was in that scene right there where they're together. I was like, and then when I watched it again, I was like, okay, that does play a little more. They're brother, sister-ish. They get each other's humor. If I was the director, I'd be like, let's try it one more time, like to really, sell it better. Anyway, yeah, Chris was my favorite. He looked the part. He was well acted. He's got my favorite scene in the movie is with him stuck in I think it's the dining hall area. They have that giant long dining room table in the mansion. I believe it's in there, and he's only got the flashlight on his MP5, so you can see, and he's busting zombies, and there are so many zombies in the mansion, it's crazy. And then he runs out. Then he's down to his pistol, and then he can almost only see from muzzle flash, and then he's down to he's down to pistol and knife, and then there's like a little bit of light. You can see a little bit of light. Oh, he takes out his lighter, and he's got his knife, and he's like shanking, and I was like, that's the game. The main reason I like that, the first time I had ever beat the game, finally, the original OG one, was I had a knife. That I was down to the knife with the Tyrant, and I got him. I probably went around his back. I can't remember exactly, but I know I had the knife, slashed him, and then the scene played for Vickers to drop the rocket launcher. So technically, I say I beat him with a knife. So that was really cool to see him down to a knife, because Chris starts with a knife too, and that was that was absolutely my favorite scene, because then he's down to, I don't know if he drops his knife or what, but he fumbles. He's on the ground, and he's got his lighter as the only source, and the lighter, it's the old oh man, what is it? My brother, he always carries one, Zippo, the and then it goes. And it's really cool because zombies getting closer. It's very, very cool scene. Very cool scene. I'm sure you agree if you saw it. This just popped in my head, so I'm going to say it. The score was really cool. I actually really liked it. When I do the long breakdown, I'm going to show you this song that's sounds just like it. I'll say it now, but I'm going to play it in the longer one. But it's American Werewolf in Paris, one of my favorite campy horror movies. The American Werewolf in London is a classic. Paris is kind of the campy sequel, but they had Bush remixed like techno, and it sounds like the beginning of that song, the Mouth song. It's really good. So that brought me back too, which I think that was around the same time, probably 98, 97, 98. Anyway, Leon just flashed on the screen, so let's get through that. At first, I was a big white supremacist and was not happy with the casting. I know Hollywood likes to replace the or diversify, I guess you could say. And I was like, oh, they're doing that. And the director says he didn't do that. He just found the best person for it. And I was like, I don't know. But I think it's Avon Joga, I think is his name. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. No, you're not going to watch this anyway. He was good. Okay. He has very Leon quips. I mean, he's like hunky boy band, so he does kind of look like Leon or have the look of boy band. His hair's a little too long and a little too curly, which, I mean, it's already a race swap, so you're already like paying attention to that. And that's not, of course, that's not all that matters. But the big thing, I liked a lot of Leon. I liked a lot of his quips. Of course, his ending, his redeeming moment, was very much Leon. But they kind of make him the butt of the joke, like he's the comic relief, and it almost, I don't know, it almost seems like they didn't like Leon, or they just cut out so much good, like because they cut the time down. Like I said, there's going to be tons of deleted scenes. Did they just cut out the good stuff of Leon? Because he just looks like such a bumbling idiot. And I mean, he's got lines about why he's not a good cop and this and that. And this specifically, he gets the liquor, grabs his foot, and he throws his gun when he falls. And it's like, you know, I know police forces, their training really got good around the, well, they started carrying better weapons and things after, was it I think after, it wasn't so much after Columbine, it was after, these are all like words that are going to get in the algorithm of YouTube. This video is never going to go anywhere, but it was the Virginia Tech shooter. It seemed everybody really geared up and trained. And then of course the big one in the 90s was the LA bank robberies, at that scene that Heat is like basically recreating. The guys robbed banks with full body armor, I think they had AKs and stuff, and the cops had like pistols. So that didn't go very well, and pistols and shotguns. So then cops were trained on MP5s and ARs and stuff. And so that's what I'm like, is he just like small town, really poorly trained officer? They say that his dad basically got him the job. And I know how that is. I'm a son of a cop and everything. And I know how that is to walk in your father's footsteps. I've done security for years. And I'm always like, oh, I'm not a real cop. No one's ever said that to me, but that's how I feel. But so is that what he's feeling? So like I got that, but they just make him so bumbling. Like he goes up to Ben in the jail cell and Ben takes his gun from him. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like 3 times I think he gets disarmed or whatever. But that bugged me. And speaking of police training, the stars are very tactical, which they are a tactical team. So that made me happy. But and then you see the chief in the, when the dog's in the parking garage and everything, he's shooting at shadows and noises. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? The 1930s or something? And he's got a revolver and stuff. And I'm like, a lot of bad police work. But I mean, it would make sense that Leon, they probably shipped out all the good officers or they left. And then Leon's the straggler that they're like, look, this guy barely passed. Put him in Raccoon City for the last few days. And then, of course, he doesn't know that stuff's about to go down. But look how tactical their team, coming in and everything. Very cool. But yeah, so Leon was a bumbling idiot. I didn't like that so much. I think that Evan Joga will do a good job in the next one. And then we'll get into the very end. I'll talk about what I think the sequels are going to be. This was supposed to be a short video, and I've already talking for a while. 15 minutes. Jeez Louise. Claire, I think, was the main star. Obviously, she shows a bunch in the trailer. I think the actress, Kaya Shogata, I don't know what her name is. But she was very good. I wish she did have a ponytail at least, because she looks very close to Claire. I wish they gave her a ponytail. It's like, why can't you just give her a ponytail, I get the beret with Jill look corny, but I have her wear it and then it immediately get knocked off, like Captain America and Avengers, the first one. Like, he looks so goofy for a while, but then once the Chitauri thing rips his mask off, you're like, oh god, okay, he looks cool again. But yeah, Claire was good. I liked her backstory I liked them being orphans. I liked her thing with Lisa Trevor. I like Lisa Trevor. I like the actress that plays her. Very cool scene versus her in the liquor. I imagine I'll get into in the sequel what I think is going to be about the sequel, but I don't think Lisa Trevor is dead by any means. There's plenty of ways and tunnels to get out, and I'm sure she knows every single one of them. So yeah, Claire was cool. Jill. All right, let's talk about Jill. Jill was very cool. I liked her. I liked that she was very biker chick-esque, the crazy wild card. I like that a lot. You kind of feel in the first video game she doesn't feel like that, but the remake of the third and the original third, you kind of feel that badass Ripley-ness of Aliens Ripley. I like they show that here and everything. I like when she rescues Wesker, because I feel like he's gonna like kill her or something maybe, and he's like, "Oh, you saved my life. Like, oh, I can't kill you now, but I'll tell you that the city's gonna explode, so get out of here while you can." She was very good. I don't mind the race swap. I do like she has such curly hair, beautiful curly hair, but just Jill has short straight hair. But again, it's not a big deal. It's very 98 looking curly hair also, by the way, although chicks were wearing that. My big thing with her was time, man. You got no time with her at all. And the time you get with her, it's like so precious. You're like, oh, Jill, that was so great. Oh, I love Jill. Oh, she's great. Oh, look at the little quip, Jill sandwich line. But it's just so little time. On second viewing, I noticed I felt like I was with her a little bit more, but it wasn't enough, But she did good. A lot of, supposedly, the rumors are people are being racist to them right now, and they are blocking their Instagram and this and that. I don't believe that. I didn't see any like horrible quotes or anything. A lot of people are being very nice to them because of the accusation right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if people were doing that. But I mainly think it's because people are so pissed at the portrayal of Leon and the lack of Jill that they're being more shitty, I guess you could say. I mean, I think Jill was well done. You just didn't get time with her. But I understand the Leon stuff, man. I mean, they really make him look bad till the very, very end. But so yeah, like Jill. Wesker was cool. The actor's not that great. Sorry. I would have made him redo a ton of lines in this movie. I believe he's Canadian or British because you can hear an accent coming through. And I know Jill, I can't think of her name right now. The actress that plays her, I know she's British, but she sounded very American, very cool. Or maybe he's Australian or something. You could hear like the Hemsworth type voice coming through, accent coming through. But he was good. He's definitely going to do good in the sequels because he's big. He's going to be a threat. That's going to be a fun Code Veronica battle and then possibly Resident Evil 5 battle and everything. But, all right, I'm trying to think. I went through the characters. I like what they did with Police Chief Irons. I believe that's Hunk there that they just showed. You don't really get anything. You could do a whole spinoff movie with Hunk, honestly, and then maybe make the Mr. X chasing after him. But Chief Irons was cool. I like they didn't make him as pedo and creepy. And he was more of like just the trash elected, chief, and like he's just purely there for the paycheck. Doesn't care what happens. Let him get his pension and get out of there, but or salary and get out of there. Birkin, who I always call Brinken. I have since I was little. I couldn't read, I guess. I really liked him. He got to really ham it up at the end when he was transforming and stuff. I like that actor. He's in a bunch of stuff. He was just a villain in Yellowstone. Cool. I liked his transformation. I liked that they, kept the eyeballs, and the eyeballs would look like when he's looking and stuff, and look all around and stuff too. Excuse me. But yeah, he was cool. Everyone talks about the CGI, so I'll be quick with the CGI. It's not terrible. There's some scenes that you didn't need the extra like thraw thing. I love the blood sound, like when like they're transforming, or there's a few times with Birkin when he's like talking and it's like, and you just hear it like falling out. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Keep going, trailer. Give me things to remind me. The zombie makeups were good. I wanted them when they were pushing against the fence to tear, because the one mom's like, itchy, tasty, or whatever. And then she screams and scratches her face. I thought that was cool. But then they're all pressing against the fence. I was like, oh, dude, make their face like peel off and stuff. That'd be super nasty. They didn't do that, which is fine. This is a very low budget. I should have said that at the beginning. It's crazy how people are complaining about this. It's crazy how good this looks for the budget they had. Like, this is a miracle in my opinion. Like, this is like an indie budget for a very big title game movie, like a big Hollywood release. You would figure, they'd give it a little more budget, like 80 million at least. I think it's like 20 or 25 million. Like, it's low. It's outrageous. But I think it looks good for as cheap as, they had. I like the liquor scene too. When he drops, they cut it there, but he drops and he does like a Spider-Man pose for a second. I thought that was funny. Cool, but funny. Birkin looked good. Some of the CGI was shoddy. I like the end creature at the end that tears through the train. Yeah, some of it again doesn't look cool, but I liked Chris shooting and popping the eyes and stuff. And I was like, those are little things like, if they just were like hired a, director on that wasn't great about it. Like the director of this wrote the screenplay, but then a different director directed it. He wouldn't have that stuff in there. So I do, respect for, have respect for that stuff. But all right. I think I've said everything I want to say. I enjoyed the movie. Let's talk about sequels. Stinger. Go. No, I don't have one. This is low budget, man, until I move, and then I'm going to get a little fancier. Sequel is going to go two routes, or they're going to smush two together. You're going to have, at the very end, you have the survivors, right? It says 0 survivors, and then we see 5 of them. Sherry, Chris, Claire, Jill, and Leon. Everyone's complaining that Nemesis isn't in this. Raccoon City's destroyed, and there was no Nemesis. They talk about 2 or 3 times, they talk about Galveston or something is right on the outside, which obviously is where they're walking. They're going to send they're going to send Nemesis to clean up the stars, the survivors. He probably won't say stars all the time. Maybe when he sees Chris with the stars thing or something, or Jill with a patch that says stars, he'll go stars. But they have to have him say the iconic line. But Nemesis will be hunting them down. My question is, do Chris and Claire catch a flight and they go to the European branch or whatever, and then Code Veronica happens, and Leon and Jill don't have a flight or whatever reason they had to stay in town, and you have Nemesis going on while Code Veronica's going on, and they smushed you together? Do I want them to do that? Absolutely not. I think it'd be much cooler, a survival Terminator-esque movie of Nemesis with all of the, not just Jill, but him chasing everybody. So you have them kind of spread out and having to survive, and then you have Umbrella coming in. They have to, hand to hand fight some Umbrella agents. Then some Umbrella agents like Carlos realize, hey, they just sent us in here to die, basically. So let's all team up to survive and get the hell out of here. That's what I hope they do. And I think that'll all take place in the next town over, which I think they're going to have a more city look. I think it's going to be the bigger outbreak. You see a few people. I mean, the town is very small because the town's a dying town. There's not a lot of people in it. So I think they're going to have that Galveston town. Maybe they'll call it Welcome to Galveston or something. I hope they don't. But it's going to be a more city-esque town. And that's where you're going to have the outbreak. That's where you're going to have the Resident Evil 3 look. And hopefully, that'll goes on and everything. And then it leads into Code Veronica. And you could have Code Veronica happening with, with the four main characters again. And they have to go to how you split up the game. You have Claire is the lead beginning. You have Chris and Claire do that. And then the second part of the game is you have Leon and Jill do that or something. And then, it all culminates together versus the Ashford, Alexia, Ashford and everything. But that's what I think will happen. That's what I hope will happen. I hope we get a sequel. I think it's made its budget back maybe. And it's opened, I think today it opened everywhere. Like I think everywhere in the world has it open now. Maybe not. I don't know. But a lot more places. So this weekend's total should be much larger. And then if it's coming to China, that'd be great. Because then they're definitely gonna. I mean, I imagine they'll see it, and the budget will go up, or not the budget, the box office will go up. But yeah, I think I've said everything. And of course, when I do the breakdown, I'll go much more into it. Oh yeah, the truck driver actor was fine too. He had some corny lines, and Ben was good too. Ben was actually much better than the truck driver. Ben was very good. I kind of hope they misled us and let him survive, had him in the jail cell. The guy was like, he's obviously going to attack him. I was hoping they'd get him out just in time. We're like, oh, but then all of a sudden, liquor eats him or something. But that would have been a good sleight of hand. But all right, back to my ugly mug. What did you think? Please comment below. Sorry this took so long. I did not mean it to. It's supposed to be really quick, but I can't shut up. My brain just spills out onto the net. And yeah, in your face. But thank you for watching. Do you want a sequel? I'd really like to know that below. And you think I'm on track with the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis happening in just another town? I'd like to know that too. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to post this puppy. So please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be around. I'm moving a few more days, get things unpacked. But I'm going to do few more videos. I got some Ghostbusters stuff coming too, because I loved it. But all right, comment, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. All right, see you guys. Bye.